February kicked off with the tea-time local derby against Chesterfield, but to return to winning ways, Notts would need to end a long-term television hoodoo with the BT Sport cameras once again at Meadow Lane.
Baldwin just found a bit of space for a moment. His cross was good too, and the header off the post, and Thomas is there, but he couldn't divert it home. Could be a key moment, this. Both players very capable in this sort of situation. It's going to be Baldwin, and they hit the woodwork for a second time, Notts County. Buchanan's a long way forward, it's dropped. Oh, was he pulled back there? He was! Penalty! Scott Bowden up against Ross Fitzsimmons, who only recently, of course, was a teammate while the goalkeeper was on loan at Chesterfield. A pressure penalty. It's saved! Brilliant stop by Fitzsimmons. And what a story this is. The man who was on loan at Chesterfield keeps out the penalty. And what a let-off it is for the Magpies. Mitch Rose. Oh, lovely turn. Brilliantly done by Enzio Baldwin, who's got options in front of him. He didn't need them. Spectacular from Enzio Baldwin. What a clean strike that was. No other thought in his mind than to go for goal. And that is devastating from the Dutchman. Brinley. Roberts. Roberts with the cross, great ball, fine header. 2-0 Notts County. Kyle Wootton with the second. All about the cross though from Roberts on his home debut. So well created. And they've got a lot to be happy about right now. Baldwin. Inside he goes, onto his right foot, but it's been spilt and it's the third. The mistake by the goalkeeper presented a present to Kyle Wootton, who gets his second, Notts County's third, and surely that's the point now.
Well followed in there from Kyle Wootton, and really now I could say it's game, set and match.
Following his impressive display against Chesterfield, goalkeeper Ross Fitzsimmons chose to recommence his loan spell with the Spireites. And with Sam Slocum sidelined through injury, Joe McDonnell was brought in to fill the void between the sticks, the manager knowing him from his time at AFC Wimbledon.
Only been here 30 minutes and you can tell by the stadium that it's a massive club. And you know, to team up with the gaffer and Coxie again, you know, I'm excited by that opportunity, and you know, hopefully it's a good match.
For the third time running, Notts faced National League opposition in the FA Trophy as the Magpies made another long trip to Yeovil. Huish Park had never been a happy hunting ground, but that looked like it could be about to change when Conor Rawlinson headed the visitors in front after just 8 minutes. After that, the Glovers missed a series of chances to draw level, but with the score still at 1-0, they were handed a boost when Wes Thomas was shown a straight red card following an altercation with Luke Wilkinson. However, despite being a man down, it was Notts who grabbed the next goal, as Rawlinson showed a great turn of foot before setting up substitute Kyle Wootton to make it 2-0. Courtney Duffus pulled one back for the home side 13 minutes from time, with Damien McCrory picking up an injury in the build-up, forcing the Magpies to finish with 9 men. But despite their numerical advantage, Yeovil were unable to breach a resolute Notts rearguard as it ended 2-1, securing progression to the quarter-finals. Woking were next up at Meadow Lane, with the Magpies hoping for a repeat of the 4-0 win in the reverse fixture. However, on a blustery afternoon in Nottingham, this one would prove to be more tightly contested.
Here comes Roberts again, who's made a good start to this game, cuts it back to Dennis, edge of the area, shot! Just wide! falls to Tarpey, edge of the penalty area, got a bit of time and some space. Forward comes Enzio, tries to make the tackle, can't do, header in. And it's Max Kretschmar who's scored it. Just like that, Woking have taken the lead with 4.5 minutes played in the second half. Clearance forward from McDonnell up towards Wootton, controls it with his chest into the path of Enzio Baldwin, who's running at the defenders and shoots, and his keeper saves it and falls to Roberts, who's missed a sitter. You've got to score him. You've just got to score those. Here goes Cal Roberts down the right-hand side into the penalty area, beat his man, stabs it back across the 6-yard box. Can they score? Yes, he can! On the day of Storm Dennis, it's Christian Dennis who gives the Magpies the lead. It's good wing play from Cal Roberts. That's exactly why the football club signed him. And Dennis is on to his 11th goal for the season, and the Magpies have an equaliser. 70 minutes on the clock. Notts 1, Woking 1. Mitchell Rose plays it in behind the last man. Can Cal Roberts get there?
Penalty, referee!
What did the referee do? He's not given a penalty. My word, how is he not given a penalty for that? Cal Roberts gets there in front of Diarra. Diarra takes out Roberts. All ends up, and the referee hasn't given a penalty.
With Zumana Bagayoko and Damien McCrory joining long-term absentee Ben Turner on the sidelines, Neil Ardley turned to youth to bolster his defensive options in the middle of the month. 18-year-old Joel Bagan arrived on loan from Cardiff City, before Adam Long, 1 year his senior, joined from Wigan Athletic. Bagan would have to wait for his debut, as Long was thrown straight into the action at Victoria Park. But despite the steady showing in tricky conditions, the Latics loanee was unable to prevent Notts slipping to defeat. It was Nicky Featherstone who put Hartlepool ahead at the start of the second half, with Joe McDonnell caught out by the wind. It continued to be one-way traffic from then on in, with Featherstone grabbing his second just before the hour to wrap up a disappointing afternoon in the northeast. Neil Ardley's men should have had the opportunity to make amends 3 days later at Fylde, but once again the match was postponed within hours of kick-off, with the pitch deemed unplayable by the match officials. There was some good news for Ardley that week though, as he landed a new striker in the form of Oldham's Scott Wilson, who arrived on loan.
With the opportunity of a playoff push here and the FA Trophy, it's definitely something I'm looking forward to.
Wilson started on the bench against Step 4 side Aveley, but he would make an instant impact when called upon, as Notts set their sights on the FA Trophy semi-finals.
Now to Jim O'Brien, a Cruyff turn, sees him away from his man, buys him a bit of space, couple of step overs, now fires from range! It's a howling goalkeeping error from David Hughes, but a goal for Jim O'Brien. He doesn't care one bit. Now the Irishman curls one out to the right-hand side for Kelly Evans. Edge of the penalty area to Christian Dennis. Now to Crawford. First time shot, and that is a lovely goal from Notts County. That is good football from Notts County, ending in a fine finish from Tom Crawford. That's a nice pass from Christian Dennis that now finds Kyle Wootton. Back heel, Sam Osborne, 3-0. Bush, bang, thank you very much. That is neat, lovely, and a wee bit tasty from Notts County there. To Dion Kelly Evans, fakes to accelerate, slows down, cuts back, beats a man, now finds Christian Dennis being told to shoot. This should be 4, Kyle Wootton. 4-0 to Notts County, who are in cruise control. So they are leading by 4-0 and destined for the semi-finals of this competition, and perhaps destined for a 5th goal in this game. Here goes Wilson on his debut! Welcome to Meadow Lane. Scott Wilson gets his first goal for the Magpies, having only been on the pitch for 2.5 minutes. Notts County 5, Aveley 0, semi-finals, here we come.
Despite just one defeat in the month, Notts had slipped to 10th at the end of February, with progression in the FA Trophy meaning they'd played fewer games than many of their rivals. But that would soon change, with a rich vein of form just around the corner.